केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Lord Ram is not merely a name in this country. He is Dharma itself, an idea that has shaped this civilization for millennia. For 5 centuries, devotees waited for the Ram Mandir in Ayodhya. When it finally rose in 2024, it wasn't built with stone alone. It was built on the trust of millions, on the emotions of millions, who believe that even 1 rupee in that hundi reaches something sacred. That is why allegations of Chanda Chori, the alleged embezzlement of donations meant for Ram Lalla, cannot be dismissed as an administrative lapse alone. This is devotion converted into currency entrusted to men meant to guard it. And the allegations are damning. Crores meant for Ram Lalla allegedly vanished, just vanished into thin air. CCTV footage from the counting room mysteriously disappeared. Staff earning rupees 18,000 a month somehow began owning land and cars worth crores. 17 days ago, on 6th of June, the first whistleblower testimony surfaced. Since then, the controversy has snowballed. Suspensions have followed, detentions have followed, round-the-clock questioning followed. A special investigation team probe ordered by Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath is down to work. And today, the SIT headed by Lucknow Divisional Commissioner Vijay Pant, IG Kiran, Finance Special Secretary Neel Ratan Kumar, submitted its preliminary report to Uttar Pradesh's Additional Chief Secretary Home Sanjay Prasad. Sources confirm the SIT's preliminary report gives nobody, not a single individual associated with Ram Mandir's donation management, a clean chit. The investigation has found real laxity in how those donations were collected and serious gaps in the monitoring system meant to safeguard them. But here's what the SIT is being careful about. It hasn't yet zeroed in on a confirmed amount or a confirmed name. The probe, it says, plainly is still collecting evidence, still working to identify exactly who's responsible. But tonight, the opposition has declared its verdict, and they aren't waiting for the SIT to finish its investigation. In fact, they don't even trust the SIT. From the Samajwadi Party to the Aam Aadmi Party to Congress, opposition leaders say 200 crore rupees in cash along with boxes of jewelry have gone missing. The opposition also believes a mammoth cover-up is at play to save the big fish.
SIT का गठन इसलिए कर रहे हैं कि जिससे बचा जा सके. CCTV ने इनकी पूरी खोल दी.
The donations that are made, taking those away for personal gain, I think it's shameful. It's really, really regretful. And I believe that the government has any faith in Lord Ram. The first thing it would do is to make an example of the people who've done this.
अब राम मंदिर को लूटने में तो गजनी तो नहीं आया ना, अलाउद्दीन खिलजी तो नहीं आया ना. अब बोलते हैं ना मोगलों ने लूटा मंदिर, तो ये नए मोग है बीजेपी के जो मंदिर लूटे. तो राम मंदिर को किसने लूटा? बीजेपी के गजनी ने लूटा.
But the man who set this entire investigation has drawn the line. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has promised action against the guilty, regardless of who they are. He is also reminding the opposition, especially the Samajwadi Party, of its sheer hypocrisy. He pointed to the reminder that those who are giving sermons on Lord Ram had once fired bullets on the car sevaks themselves.
राम भक्तों पर, कार सेवकों पर गोली चलाने और जय श्री राम बोलने पर लाठी भांजने वाले लोग आज उपदेश देने चले हैं. हम लोगों ने ट्रस्ट के अनुरोध पर SIT जांच बिठाई है. और मैं उन्हें इस बात के लिए कह सकता हूं कि एसआईटी जांच दूध का दूध और पानी का पानी करके रहेगी, उसमें कोई संदेह नहीं।
And amid all political crossfire, one voice is cutting through with neither outrage nor denial. The chairman of the Ram Mandir Construction Committee, Mr. Nripendra Mishra. He has admitted the system managing Ram Lalla's donations was indeed broken and that nothing short of a complete overhaul in the temple management will fix it. Listen in to Nripendra Mishra, the most trusted voice.
44 लोग काउंट कर रहे थे। जो काउंटिंग हॉल जिसमें सारी चीजें और वैल्यूएबल्स मेटल इनकी काउंटिंग थी, वो 44 लोगों की थी। मंदिर के मैनेजमेंट प्रणाली पर ये एक बहुत बड़ा दाग है।
Now let's deal with the question that matters most. Who's actually answerable for what happened to Ram Lalla's donations? The facts first. The trust was notified by the central government in 2020 post the Supreme Court verdict, but its finances, its donations, its day-to-day running are entirely self-managed. The state doesn't touch the hundi cash. It doesn't manage the gold inventory. It doesn't keep the books. And here's the number that should actually worry you. Initially, the Samajwadi Party's whistleblower said 7 crores in cash were missing. Then there are claims that there is no account of the 200 kg of silver bricks donated to the Lord. Arvind Kejriwal went a step ahead and put the number to 200 crores in cash plus jewelry boxes. So is political exaggeration being dressed up as outrage, or is the real number sitting somewhere far darker than anyone in power can actually say out aloud?
लगभग 200 करोड़ रुपए का तो बताते हैं कि कैश ही चोरी हो गया। कई सारे हीरे जवाहरात के बक्से चोरी हो गए। जैसे जैसे बात फैलती जा रही है, हर राम भक्त, हर सनातनी बहुत ज्यादा दुखी है।
चोरी नहीं हुई है, चोरी शब्द छुड़ा है, डकैती हुई है। आज ही सिंधी समाज के लोगों ने 200 चांदी की ईंटें दी थी। उन 200 चांदी की ईंटों की भी रसीद नहीं मिली, तो डकैती है। और इसमें अब तक एफआईआर नहीं हुई।
ये चोरी नहीं है, हेराफेरी नहीं है, एक बहुत बड़ी डकैती है। एसआईटी का कोई मतलब नहीं है। अब तक कोई एफआईआर नहीं हुई। आज 15 दिन से ज्यादा हो गया, अब तक कोई एफआईआर नहीं हुई। सरकार इस पर लीपापोती कर रही है।
While Ram Bhakts want to know who's accountable for Ram Lalla's donations, 1600 kilometers south in Tamil Nadu, a different test of Hindu Astha is playing out in front of our eyes. Devotees in Madurai had hoped a new administration would finally let them light the Kartigai Deepam atop Thiruparan Kundram hills. Instead, the Vijay-led TVK government has gone to the Supreme Court to challenge a High Court order that actually permitted the lamp to be lit, towing the exact same line the previous Stalin-led DMK government took, citing the same fears of communal tension. In Tamil Nadu, a new chief minister, but the same old resistance to lighting the Deepam.
See, people of Tamil Nadu wanted peace, and definitely we wanted to maintain the status 2 years back.
BJP had its ecosystem in the judiciary through which they were trying to get legal orders to enforce this. I welcome this move of the current Chief Minister and the government to go on appeal against these orders.
It's not required as far as people not shown their protest. Why the government is so keen in taking these things to higher courts? Not necessary.
Well, that brings me to the legitimate question on the news hour tonight. From Ayodhya to Deepam, who's breaking the trust of millions of Hindu devotees? That's the question, and that's the debate on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate tonight, Amitosh Parikh, national spokesperson of the VHP, Shantanu Gupta, author. Also joining the debate, Dr. Anand Raghunathan, author, scientist, political scientist. Vivek Silas, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Sanjay Jha, author, Congress leader. Harish Mohammad Ibrahim, political analyst, supports the DMK. My first question to Mr. Amitosh Parikh, and I want to ask you, Ram Lalla was to get all the donations. After 500 years, this country saw the building of the Ram Mandir, the tribute to Hindu Astha, and now what are we facing? The biggest embarrassment, the biggest attack on Hindu faith is that money has gone from the place where devotees were giving their donations. Not just money, people are talking about bricks of silver, bricks of gold, Ram Lalla figures and all kinds of divine figures that were donated over there, embedded with diamonds and gold and everything. Just what's going on? Is this what the Ram Mandir was built for, Mr. Parikh?
Thank you, Nabika, for having me on your show. And thank you very much for starting with me. Look, it's a very courageous time and very hard time for every Ram devotee. And I believe it's a harsh sentiments and allegations which have been leveled against all Ram devotees. And I believe these are the mere allegations. And when I say these are the mere allegations, I put up before you 3 or 4 points which cleared the narrative of the political agendas behind the parties who are just creating an allegations, because SIT's information investigation report has not been publicized yet. The first point, why there was no FIR complaint before SIT formed? If there was something with the evidentiary proof, with anyone whose name had been taken either by the Aam Aadmi Party or by the Congress Party or by any one of the inconsiderate whistleblower, they are not informants, they are just playing with the sentiments of Hindus. Second, after the SIT has been found on the request of the trust to have a proper investigation in unbiased manner to get the proper picture clear so that the sentiments of Hindus can be considered and can be respected. But they have no interest. They have no trust on the SIT as well. Third, they are raising questions on the investigations of the SIT, but they are very much failing to go and challenge the SIT before the Honorable Court. Fourth, despite of everything, the SIT investigation report will take into consideration all the facts, whether there was a theft, who was involved, who was part and parcel of it, who was in the charge of the administration, everything come into the picture. But before coming a SIT report into the publication, I believe putting allegation will consider to be a mere part of politics, not considered to be playing with
I have 3 counter questions. Number 1, chori hui ke nahi hui? Has money been embezzled from the donations done? Yes or no? Simple answer. Why is the CCTV footage, disappeared from there? Does that not raise a stink? And if allegations are to be believed that people who actually are paid 18 to 20,000 rupees have suddenly become owners of crores of rupees of land, clearly something is happening over there. Now the question is, why does the opposition have to raise these issues? Why is the temple trust not being able to manage, and who is overseeing? And are they sitting there for Astha or are they sitting there for embezzlement? It's a plain and simple question. SIT, no SIT. Chori hui ke nahi hui?
Thank you, Nabik. Thank you, Nabika. I believe I am no one to put a conclusive statement before having a view of an SIT report. I am no one to put an allegation of anyone whose part and parcel was there to be a member of trust. I am no one to be part and parcel of giving responses to the mere allegations put by the people who has, by the jogging of the memory, was very much busy on putting fire or bullet on
Do not blame anybody. Chori hui ke nahi, itna to bata dijiye. निपेंद्र मिश्र जी तक बता चुके हैं कि बहुत दाग लगा है टेम्पल ट्रस्ट के ऑपरेशन में.
It's not written in SIT report. It's not.
ओके, चोरी हुई नहीं.
नविका जी, there is a
चोरी हुई नहीं. आपको सपने आ रहे हैं, अखिलेश जी को सपने आ रहे हैं, अरविंद केजरीवाल को सपने आ रहे हैं, सबको सपने आ रहे हैं. चोरी तो हुई ही नहीं.
देखिए नाविका जी, मुझे लगता है कहीं ना कहीं बहुत दुखद है जो स्टेटमेंट आ रहा है, क्योंकि पूरा हिंदुस्तान नहीं, ये पूरे विदेश में फैल चुका है कि प्रभु श्री राम के मंदिर में क्या हुआ, किस तरह से चोरी हुई और किस तरह कमीशनबाजी का धंधा वहां चलता था. आस्था पे कुशलाघात है और भ्रष्टाचार की ये परिकाष्ठा है. आज आपने अयोध्या का जिक्र किया, आज आपने मदुरई का भी जिक्र किया, लेकिन एक जिक्र करना आप भूल गई नाविका जी. अभी भी खबर आई है कि उज्जैन जो कि धार्मिक नगरी है, वहां भी 200 एकड़ से ऊपर का घोटाला हुआ है, क्योंकि एलिगेशन है मुख्यमंत्री मध्य प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री मोहन यादव जी पे लगाए जा रहे हैं। हाँ, एलिगेशन लगाए जा रहे हैं, उसकी भी इन्वेस्टिगेशन होगी। देखिए, उत्तर प्रदेश में 80 एसआईटी बनी है पिछले 9 सालों में। आप मुझे याद करके बता दें, दर्शक याद करके बता दें या पैनलिस्ट याद करके बता दें, किसी एसआईटी का कोई निर्णय निकला है? कितने लोग जेल गए हैं, कितनों पे कार्रवाई हुई है? अभी अभी मैं देख रहा था, बाइट चल रही थी, जो एसआईटी के चेयरमैन है वो कह रहे थे कि अभी हमको 15 से 20 दिन और लग जाएंगे। अभी मैंने सुना बाइट में, आप ही ने सुना था। तो अभी 15 से 20 दिन अभी लीपा पोती और चलेगी। और ये बिल्कुल एकदम प्लान्ड और एकदम शातिर ये लूट है, क्योंकि इसमें ये जो चंपक राय हैं, इनके भतीजे भी इन्वॉल्व हैं, चंदन राय। और एक किसी को बुलाया गया था, गोपाल राव, कर्नाटक से बुलाए गए थे स्पेशली भ्रष्टाचार और लूट करने के लिए। उनका भतीजा है सोमेश आनंद। ये चाचा भतीजे के लोग जितने वहां पर भ्रष्टाचारी बैठे हुए हैं, ये सब लूट कर रहे हैं, ये लूट कर रहे हैं वहां पर, और ये बचा रहे हैं नाविका जी। ये बहुत गलत बात।
Okay, what's misleading? Are you objecting to the facts stated here?
Yeah. Exactly. I'm objecting to the fact. First, there is no one named Gopal Rao in the trust. Second, no proof, no evidences showing any of the relation, because Champat Raiji, one of his brothers, has written a letter to the media personnel denying the same of the relationship which these people are using. Third of all, if they have any proof subject to any theft, any evidences, any video, any recording, they should have provided to the SIT rather than coming on debates.
But the CCTV footage has gone. It has disappeared. Where is the evidence going to come from? I am grappling with the question. I'm grappling with the question because my friend Shantanu Gupta, I want to ask you, are we now questioning कि चोरी हुई कि नहीं हुई? Forget finding who has done it. Are we now questioning the fact that there has been an embezzlement? Are we down to that now?
See, Navika, it started with a person called Mahipal Singh, to my understanding, as per the media reports. So whatever I'm saying is based on the media reports. I don't have access to the SIT report. I don't have access. I have not done any investigation of myself going to Ayodhya, right? If any other person, you should ask everyone in the panelists, have they done an independent study in Ayodhya, or have they access to any report? Rest all is all atkalbaji, right? I'll give you 2 names who started, who were so-called whistleblower. One person is Mahipal Singh, who was removed for the accounting job. So he might be a star grave. Second person was Pawan Pandey. Pawan Pandey is a Samajwadi Party leader in Ayodhya. He did the same in 2020 for the land. He said the land came in Ayodhya. They never filed FIR. As soon as the 2022 election was over, never even talked about it, right? That's point number 1. Point number 2, Pawan Pandey said 7 to 7.5 crore. Then a news portal of India called him on record. The recording is available online. He said, उनसे पूछा कि आपके पास कुछ सबूत है 7 करोड़? नहीं, सबूत मेरे पास कुछ नहीं, right? So these all is atkalbaji. Someone is saying 200 crore, someone is 700 crore, someone is saying 200 bricks. So we don't even know. If you have access to any fact, any paper, then only, yeah, SIT, because there are so many allegations, so trust itself asks for SIT. Have you ever heard before कि चोर अपने आप कहेगा कि जांच को मेरी, if they are the चोर? So they asked for SIT. Government made a very SIT of very senior people. They have done a prima facie study already, and now they are asking for further study. Some of the fact we may need more time. They may need two more weeks. But first prima facie report is already submitted to the Home Minister, as I see in the media reports. Right? That's point number 1. Point number 2. I checked just before this debate with senior people or VHP. There is no bhatija of Champat Rai ji who was ever part of the trust. There is no bhatija of Gopal. पहले तो उनका नाम गोपाल राव नहीं, उनका नाम कुछ गोपाल है, but his name is not Gopal Rao. His name is K.S. Gopal or something. So उनका भी कोई भतीजा नहीं है. तो ये this name dropping is happening off the cuff. कोई पिटारे से कुछ डाल के बोले जा रहा है और आप उसको न्यूज दिखा भी नहीं. You are a responsible channel. अरविंद केजरीवाल की बाइट, किसी की बाइट ऐसे मत खाइए. It's very irresponsible even for channel like Times not to show any bite, random bite.
Arvind Kejriwal is not random. He is a former chief minister, leads a national political party. Akhilesh Yadav is not a random person. But Vivek Silas, please answer the questions that have been raised by both Amitosh ji and Shantanu.
Any paper?
Navika ji, I would like to tell that Mr. Gupta right now he talked of Mahipal Singh. There is Mahipal Singh, there is Rajneesh Singh, and there is a Par Sevak, Santosh Dubey, who have filed an FIR with the Ayodhya police station. Why their FIRs have not been registered? Please tell me that. What is the UP police trying to hide? Okay, Samajwadi Party is wrong, BCP is wrong, Pawan Pandey is wrong. But what about Mahipal Singh, Rajneesh Singh and Santosh Dubey who were given their application in the Ayodhya to the Ayodhya SHO? Why their FIRs have been still pending? Can you please tell me?
Okay.
Because you all are involved in that.
Shantanu, respond.
I think the litmus test, I have given you a simple litmus test, Navika ji, for any such allegation that comes on the TV channel. If the political party like Samajwadi Party, who have access to multiple lawyers, if they are not going to court and police station, meaning the charge is just an allegation. Right, rest of all they will quote anything. अभी 5 मिनट पहले उन्होंने भतीजा बना दिया था, and then they moved on. अब वो कुछ और झूठ बोलेंगे, फिर वो they moved on, right?
No. One question, Amitosh ji and Shantanu ji. Amitosh ji, to you first. Their allegation is that FIR complaint has been given, it's not being converted into an FIR. तो मामला कोर्ट में जाकर क्या होगा? In the court also, the whole result will be that an SIT will be appointed. That SIT has already been appointed. So are we going in circles right now, Amitosh ji?
Navika ji, thank you so much for bringing such serious questions. The first of all is the fake narrative which has been established by whistleblowers targeting the Sanatan Dharma under the garb of Ram Janmabhoomi is not a new, it's unpitched type that Bharat has already witnesses. Second of all, the SIT, the same type of allegation was put against Kedarnath Badrinath committee in 2024 by the Congress government, and they realized that the gold has already been theft. Their SIT formed, nothing found there. Third, which proves the burden of proof on their intent, whether they was right or not, just a whistleblower or alleges. Third, when was the FIR or complaint filed? Was it before SIT or was it just after the SIT to show themselves, yes, we approached the honorable authorities when the SIT has been formed, but we are not challenging the SIT on which we are posing distrust. So I believe their intent lies in only defaming the Sanatan Dharma, not reaching to the point of justification, just politicalizing Ram Janmabhoomi and Ram Bhakt.
Well, Sanjay Jha, is this defamation of Sanatan Dharma if these are politically motivated complaints that have been made? FIRs were, according to Amitosh ji, FIRs were only given after the SIT was formed. I just want to ask you, has the Hindu Dharma become something that anybody can play football with from Madurai right up to Ayodhya?
I think, Navika, that's a very pertinent question, and the RSS and the BHP and the entire Sangh Parivar and the BJP need to answer to the people of India. It's not enough, right, to make a religion into a political weapon. Are you now making it into a business model or what? This is a very serious issue. I'm a Hindu. I'm a practicing Hindu as well. I'm affronted by this. The VHP spokesperson or Shantanu Gupta can come and sit on your channel and pretend to be the custodians of Hinduism while the rest of us on the panel not, just because we oppose the BJP. It's absolutely absurd. You know, Navika, I read the statements made by Mr. Nripendra Mishra, former Principal Secretary to Prime Minister Modi, and he's categorical that there have been serious lapses, which means there has been a financial embezzlement or a fraud. Now, can you just imagine this, Navika? A sacred, sacrosanct place like the Bhagwan Ram temple in Ayodhya, where I read the data that our monthly donations are around 10 to 12 crores. Navika, that is the size of MSME company in India. That is their monthly donations. And they don't have a system of audit, checks and balances and supervision and control over what's happening to the money. Ideally, this should have been caught within the first month, because they would see the difference in the bank account balances vis-a-vis what was traditionally coming in. So clearly, there are two problems that need to be looked at. Number one, I believe there needs to be a dispassionate investigation under the Supreme Court.
But that's happening. Who are you blaming here?
Under the Supreme Court monitored investigation, because let me tell you, this is about faith, right? BJP keeps talking about Astha. This is a betrayal of trust. And you know, I think this whole conversation that Bhagwan Ram is only VHP's worry needs to stop. By the way, the BHP spokesperson, I have a temple in my home. I don't need lectures from you on Bhagwan Ram or anybody for that matter.
Anand Ranganathan, this is not about lectures on Bhagwan Ram. I mean, you clearly the Congress party was not interested in getting the Ram Mandir built, but now you are interested in the audit of the Ram Mandir donations, which is your right to do. But Anand Ranganathan, what happened when there was a Supreme Court judgment on the 2G spectrum scam? 122 licenses were cancelled. But Congress still says that scam hua hi nahi because the whole case was thrown out. 122 licenses were cancelled. Now they are saying in this case, they have jumped to the conclusion that there has been embezzlement and that it has been done by people or organizations that are affiliates of the BJP. Does that make the BJP guilty, RSS guilty, VHP guilty? Who?
Good evening, Navika, and good evening to my fellow panelists. Let me deal with just facts and only facts. Fact number one is that the temple, thankfully, as opposed to 110,000 temples in India, this one is not controlled by the government. So the case of corruption, if and when it happens, and it looks like it might have happened prima facie, as you are saying, is nothing to do with the government. That's point number one. There are many temples that are controlled by the government where corruption happens. That is so much more serious because there is a direct conflict of interest. Now here, the corruption was found out, was disclosed by the whistleblower, and then the action was prompted by the government. So in that timeline, there is nothing wrong in an inquiry committee being put. The government cannot be blamed for the corruption that has happened. It's a private entity. My only issue right now here is an analogy that I will draw. For example, your channel or my organization, we have a trust, and an internal member who works inside the trust alleges large-scale corruption. For 5 years, it's an internal matter. It doesn't come out. Fed up, he is sacked, and he brings it out in the open. Would the police or the government constitute an SIT if we say do not file an FIR? So this is the only thing that I find wrong. Why was an FIR not filed? Because it is a direct conflict of interest. If the trust is saying set up an SIT, the allegations have been made concerning the trust. And in one sense, Mr. Maipal Singh started the allegations process, the whistleblower, in 2021. For 5 years, it was kept inside the trust. It is only right now that it has erupted. So, yes, the corruption is not the fault of the government. Yes, it's a private entity. Yes, good that the SIT has been formed, and yes, action should be taken. But why has an FIR not been filed? Because if it is a case of theft, if it is the case of an internal member who has been sacked, who alleged a whistleblower, prima facie must take his face value around and also file an FIR. That is the only thing that the government needs to answer out here, and quickly.
Well, who's taking that question? Okay, Amitosh ji. Why no FIR?
Yeah, thank you so much, Nabika. Yeah. Look, this is a matter of faith and belief. I never wanted to enter into a trap of technicalities, but despite of the fact, I have to, as I have no other option. We have two things. In Lalita Kumari, Supreme Court of India said that mandatory FIR should be there when there is a prima facie cognizable offence. No doubt, no objection, no dispute of the fact. But in state of Haryana versus Bhajan, 1992, Supreme Court has also stated a very established fact that special investigation team can be categorized and can be constituted, can be established and framed without the mandatory registration of the FIR.
Yeah,
the FIR will be in favor of whom? When there is allegations sounded and provided with the contradictory evidences. When there is no evidences, they are mere allegations. The trust has the responsibility to counter those allegations, and they requested the government of Uttar Pradesh
we don't need an SIT.
Who will take care of all these investigations.
No, the owners, Anand Ranganathan not satisfied. Anand Ranganathan, what's your counter?
Look, it's a simple legal problem that I have. The allegations were made by the whistleblowers against the trust. The trust has asked for an SIT. There's a clear conflict of interest out here. I'm afraid, I'm surprised that the gentleman previously does not see this.
Shantanu.
No, I know the fact. The trust requested for the SIT. But if
Why?
someone who has...
Wait,
I'm
sorry. The question will also be asked, and Shantanu Gupta, let me be the devil's advocate here. The question will also be asked कि भाई ट्रस्ट किसका है, जिन्होंने जो हिंदू आस्था के हैं उनके एफिलिएट्स, उनके ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस का ट्रस्ट है. अब एलिगेशन है तो ट्रस्ट की जो इन्वेस्टिगेशन है वो भी एक एसआईटी अपॉइंटेड बाय द गवर्नमेंट है, तो सच कभी बाहर निकलेगा या नहीं. एंड दैट इज एट द हार्ट ऑफ द पॉलिटिकल स्लग फेस्ट. I want to ask you, how can we remove the politics of this and get to the bottom of whether the Ram Bhakts have been, literally taken up the garden path, and embezzlement of this kind has been an attack on their faith?
That's a fundamental point.
Navika, with this line of argument, the people who think that SIT is compromised, they will say that it's Uttar Pradesh police that will be compromised. If you put CBI, it says central government, which is also BJP, that's compromised. That's the endless argument. SIT before FIR, FIR before SIT, both are the precedences as legally valid, right? Because there was no solid proof that any whistleblower gave. And Pawan Pandey, as I told you on Op India call, said, मेरे पास कोई proof नहीं है. मैंने सुना है, पूरे शहर में सबको पता है. I think this is इसके बेस पे they have done an FIR.
Is hearsay enough to make an allegation of this kind?
Congress doesn't even Congress.
Okay. Navika ji, a few years back we discussed about the land scams also. This is the cash scam, and we discussed about the land scams also. At that time, 2 crore land was sold for 15 crore, 2.93 crores. Worth of land was sold for 24 crores, and 9 crore worth of land was sold for 55 crores. At that time also, we asked the question, and Mr. Rishikesh Upadhyay, the mayor of Ayodhya from the Bharatiya Janata Party, was involved in that, and even the MLA of the Bharatiya Janata Party was involved in that, and Bharatiya Janata Party sadly didn't take any action against them. We have seen defense land going to Adani for ₹1 in Ayodhya.
Okay.
These are the land scams that have been done in Ayodhya by the
from
Bharatiya
Ram
Janata Party.
Mandir, we are on to a favorite subject, which is Adani and Ambani. Anand Ranganathan, ये क्या?
नहीं, देखिए ये प्रॉब्लम. विवेक जी एक सेकंड रुकिए. देखिए, मैं सीधे कॉमन सेंसिकल बात कर रहा हूं. द गवर्नमेंट कैन अपॉइंट एन SIT, यस श्योर, बट जिसपे एलिगेशन लगी है वो रिक्वेस्ट नहीं कर सकता SIT की. देयर इज अ क्लियर कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट. I am surprised people are not able to see that. So in that event, the government, the issue is the allegations were made against the trust by a member who is involved in the running of the temple, and the temple says, just have an FIR first up. Why not? I don't see what the problem is.
Why no FIR? Why no FIR? If the government is keen to get to the bottom of this, Amitoshi, why is there no FIR?
Nabika, coming on the same point, I have already stated why there was no FIR. They could be, there could not be. The SIT has no mandatory procedure that meant after the registration of FIR, only the SIT can be formed. Supreme Court has already established the fact. But I'm not wasting my time on the technicalities. But coming after, my dear friend Anand Ranganathan is saying that what trust has requested. Nobody was doing the same thing. Everybody was putting an allegation of Rajan Bhumi and trust. Everybody was busy and defaming the image of Sanatan Dharma.
I'm sorry, just because the trust asked for the SIT to be formed, it doesn't get any benefit of doubt, and that is questioning. That is questioning logic itself. भाई मैंने चोर की है तो मैंने ही अगर बोल दिया कि भाई इन्वेस्टिगेट कर लो तो मैं चोर नहीं हूँ. ये कोई बात हुई? Nobody is believing this. But Harish Ibrahim, I just want to ask you, Harish, what is happening in Ayodhya is one part of the story, but what is happening in Madurai is another. At least you should be happy with Mr. Vijay, the new Chief Minister, because he's following your footsteps. Your government had questions at Deepam. Now, Mr. Vijay is also. So on one thing, opposing Hindu Astha, you're on the same page.
No, Navika, you have to take in a pinch of salt that Vijay is not following what the DMK followed, because the DMK followed which the entire scenario of 100 years of tradition had followed when it comes to the Madurai Deepatun row, because it is the issue which has been raised by the local VHP and the BJP during the election time, which doesn't have any substance, because the tradition of lighting up the Deepatun, which is the central part of the Triparamkundram mountain, where the temple is nearby, is what the tradition which has been followed for the 100 years. So why does the BJP and the VHP or local Hindutva groups wanted to rake up this issue just as a political mileage scoring point?
My friend, the entire matter went right through 3 stages. You had a problem at every stage with the High Court verdict. When one judge gave a verdict, you questioned the judge itself, Anand Ranganathan. ये तो इनका हाल है. अगर जजमेंट सुप्रीम कोर्ट की भी आ जाए. Today Sanjay Jha was asking for a Supreme Court monitored. When the Supreme Court gives a judgment or the High Court gives a judgment, they question the judge.
Navika, I started by giving facts, and please allow me just maybe less than a couple of minutes, because I want to end by giving facts. The earlier DMK government wanted to eradicate Sanatan Dharma. Looks like the new one wants to eradicate justice. Here are 5 reasons why the High Court judgment was in favor of the Hindus wanting to light the Deepatun lamp. Number 1, historical ownership and legal precedent. The Deepatun is located in the unoccupied portion of the hill that has belonged to the Hindu temples since time immemorial, as confirmed by the 1920 pre-council judgment, which held that only specific areas, the mosque summit and steps, belong to Muslims, while the rest, including the lower peak, is temple property. Crucially, the Hindus had already got an NOC from Muslims in 2005 to light the lamp. Number 2, cultural and religious tradition. Lighting lamps atop hills during the Tamil month of Kartigai is a long-standing Tamil tradition, and the temple management has a duty to maintain and restore such customs as long as they do not constitute morality. Number 3, no offense or impact on others. Lighting a lamp is a sacred act that cannot offend anyone's sensibilities, does not affect the rights of the nearby Dargah or Muslims, and is situated at least 50 meters away outside any Muslim occupied area. Number 4, assertion of property rights. Regularly lighting the lamp at Deepatun serves to assert and protect the temple's title over property, preventing potential encroachment and ensuring temple's rights.
All of that is well established in the case that was fought not once but twice over in the courts. In the courts. Yet, once again, it is being challenged. My question is, in the Ram Mandir, you know, normal people as devotees who go to the Mandir, you know, whether you are rich or poor, you put maybe 1 rupee coin or a 5 rupee coin in the hundi. You expect this is your offering to the God. Now that offering, you know, being embezzled, or your right to just go and light a diya, causing communal tensions. On both sides, at the receiving end, is one community, which is the Hindu community. Why is this happening to them? Somewhere it is the government controlling the temples, somewhere it is not the government controlling the temples. Both sides, it is the devotees who are facing this challenge to their Astha. And we ask the question, Ayodhya to Deepatun, is Hindu Astha being undermined? Yes, say 87% of the people. No, say 8%. Can't say 5%. 87% people believe Hindu हैं तो उनके साथ कुछ भी कर लो, सब कुछ चलता है. And that in a country which is said to be a Hindu majority country. How's that for irony? We leave it at that. Thank you very much to all my panelists. Thank you viewers for joining me on debate number 1.